I'm sorry for the wait, I'm sorry for the wait. The car gon' be late, so I cooked up a tape. The garden's full of snakes, so I had to escape.
Alright, hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to another edition of On Point Trucking Concepts with your main man, LoShawn Parks, aka Kind of a Big Deal. You already know, aka YouTube Sensation, aka Internet Problem. Today I got here with me Jacob from here in Prime, and I'm gonna have him introduce himself real quickly. Then we're gonna get into a personal interview with Jacob. We're gonna ask him some company questions because Jacob did used to be company, and now he's on the lease side. And we're gonna get into some lease questions with him. And also, Jacob does training for PSD and TNT. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna ask him the hard fact questions, and we're gonna get some hard fact answers. But for right now, I'm gonna let Jacob go ahead and introduce himself. Jacob, go ahead and introduce yourself.
How's it going, everyone? My name's Jacob. I go by Prime Driver Jacob on all my stuff. You can look me up on Facebook, Prime Driver Jacob, YouTube, Prime Driver Jacob. Kind of kept it simple, nice and easy. I've been with Prime for almost 3 years now.
Okay.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
Company for 18 months, lease for about almost a year. Next week will be my 1 year lease.
Okay, nice.
So I've been training for almost 2 years now.
Okay.
Had 18 students already.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Holy
When I first started out with company training, I just did PSD only.
Okay.
So I was cranking out PSDs every 4 weeks, 4 weeks.
Okay.
So
Wow.
cranked through a lot of PSDs.
Now, a lot of people out there, they want to know. I guess I know you did the video with Sinister already.
Yeah.
But if you guys aren't that familiar with that, go on. Is it on your page and Sinister's page?
Just Sinisters.
All right. So it's on Sinister's page. I think Jacob had gave detail about the Prime training.
Yeah.
So we don't want to get into those same questions that Sinister already asked, because if not, you can just go to Sinister's page and check out that interview. Because if not, we'll just have a whole another 30-minute video here. You know what I mean? And Sinister had to make 2 parts to it. That's how much information it is. But just real quickly, the training is what do you say for those that's coming in to the Prime about the training? What kind of head they should have on their shoulders? Is this a place to come for vacationing? I never knew Springfield was a vacationing spot, but what do you say to those that's coming into Prime? How to have their mind ready for this training?
Be here to work. Plain and simple, be here to work.
Right.
It's not partying, it's not drinking. As a PSD, that's a big thing problem they're having right now. If you get caught drinking as a PSD, which is Prime Student Driver, you are sent home.
Wow.
No exceptions, no questions, no asked. You get caught drinking, even if you go out with your trainer and you go out to a bar somewhere and you get on the good old social media and take a picture with a beer in your hand, you're going to be sent home. Other than that, the main thing to focus on right now is if you're want to come to Prime, study for that permit test before you get here. That's what I was talking with Sean, who runs the PSD and the simulator. You'll meet him. Great guy. He was one of the test examiners.
Okay.
And now he's in charge of a whole simulator program to get the students on how to ship it.
Okay.
Biggest problem he's seen right now is a lot of people having issues on taking the permit test, and because you start taking that Tuesday.
Okay.
And you get 8 tries to pass it if you don't, but you get two tries a day.
Okay.
Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. If you don't pass by Friday, you're getting sent home.
Okay.
So you need to be ready to pass that permit test before you get here. That's going to save you some headache tests. I know before you were allowed to bring your permit in and transfer it, Missouri stopped that.
Oh, Missouri. So this is a Missouri thing. So it doesn't matter what state you come from.
Doesn't
you
matter
can't come with a permit.
Yeah, Missouri will not accept your permit. As of January 1st this year, Missouri will not accept any out-of-state permits.
Wow, so you guys heard it there first, or maybe second, or third, or fourth, or fifth. Who knows? But you heard it there. So with that being said, is it still wise for them to study the permit book back at their home, so then when they come here, they're already ready to go to take the test?
Yes, study a permit book. You can download Missouri's, but it's right online. You can download it, get it on your iPad, your Kindle, whatever.
Okay. Study
right off of there. Also get on like Christ CDL. They got the practice tests on there. I use truckingtruth.com.
Okay.
And that's Illinois based. It's a real thing, but it actually breaks all the segments down by paragraph and has questions through it. I really like the Trucking Truth setup. And it's all free. All you gotta do is sign up with an email.
There you go, man. You just heard it. Some free information. Get yourself prepared when you come to Prime. If you're coming in for the CDL, Jacob just gave you guys some great websites. You go there, get your practice in, get your practice on, so when you get here to Prime, it's a breeze through the park. You ain't got to be one of those people that's getting held over. And like Jacob said, if you don't have it done by Friday, you get sent home. You didn't come here to vacation in Springfield. Now, I know that they have something that's going on called like where they're doing it at nighttime, where if you don't pass, they do a night school. You know anything about that?
It's the accelerated program. It's not if you pass. As if when you're going through your test, you're shifting in the simulator. If you're doing really well and you pass really early and you're showing that you're helping people out, say you're struggling, but I'm getting it, so I helped you out. They notice that they'll put you in that program, you stay in Springfield.
Okay.
Instead of going out on the road with a trainer, you stay in Springfield. I don't know how long it is. The rule I heard was it's 2 weeks before you can test with the permit way it is now. So it might be 2 weeks that you stay here, you do night class. So you do your pre-trip, your backing, and road test all at night here. And then you just do your test once you're ready.
Okay, cool deal. All right, so there you guys got it. You got a little bit of information about the nighting as well. Jacob is a great source of information. Now, I know that I did the interview with Andrea, and she basically went over the concepts and individual things about the pay for Prime when you're coming in as a student. But now Jacob has been on the company. He was a company driver, excuse me. Now he's on his lease side, but he was on the company side. And I had a lot of people asking me about the benefits and about 401k and stuff like that. So since Jacob was on the company side, I'm gonna have him explain to you guys about the benefit package with Prime when you become a company driver, maybe the 401k, and a couple other benefits and perks to being a company driver. You wanna let him know, Jacob?
Don't know too much about the 401k.
Okay.
Didn't look too much into that right off the bat. I know they have something set up. Not quite sure what it is.
Okay.
Benefits starting out are expensive.
Okay.
But once you hit your 1 year mark, I don't know why everything that's a company is 1 year.
Mm-hmm.
Once you hit your 1 year mark, the price is cut in half.
Okay.
So I think for like family, I don't hold me to it. I think it was like $200 a month to begin with.
Okay.
And then once you hit your 1 year, it's down to $100.
Gotcha.
So it was. When we had it, we had no problems with any of the medical or anything else like that. With my wife having a kid and all that, so
okay.
No major problems there. I mean, costs weren't even too bad for out of pocket. So
okay.
I think Andrea touched on like your time off.
Right.
The main thing is just you gotta remember you gotta spend at least 3 weeks out before you can go home. Fuel bonus.
There you go.
I've heard that they got away with it.
Okay.
Because of what the newer trucks are getting with the automatics phasing in, they're doing away with it. Last I seen it, if you were above 7.75, you get a penny per mile.
Okay.
And that's paid out every week, not like every quarter, every 30,000 miles. That's every week. If you get above 7.75, you get a Qualcomm message and it'll tell you what your average is.
Okay.
And if you're above that, you'll get how many ever cents per L dispatch miles. That's even on your deadhead.
Really? Okay.
So it's kind of nice if they still got it going. I got to look into that and find out if they still got that going.
Okay. Anything else on the company side that they should be aware of? And then the next big, I guess while you're thinking on that, I'll put something in the air here. A lot of people are asking, should they go straight into lease after training, or should they do a couple of months on company? You guys already know my situation on that. I went straight into a lease, but Jacob came from company to a lease, so I'm gonna have him let you guys know how he went about doing the transition.
That's the $1 million question.
Yeah, it is.
That's what everyone asks.
Right.
I suggest if you're not business minded, go company first.
Right.
If you don't understand and like get on to where the main freight zones are and where you're going to be moving, adjusting around, go company first. Kind of pay attention to all that, and also with going company first, you're going to learn how to manage your fuel, manage your expenses, and all that. Because if you've seen a lot of people jump right into lease, oh, I just made $2,000 take home for the week, and go out and blow it. With company, you're going to be limited to, I think my average on company was like $800, $1,200 take home. That's after taxes, after benefits, after everything. The major difference, major nice thing about company, you go home, you don't have to worry about that truck payment coming out.
Right.
As least you go home, you're still making that payment every day on that truck.
That's right. That's right.
So it's got kind of its benefits there. I suggest at least 30 days company. get out there, learn the company system, make sure you're comfortable with doing this, because I would tell benefits of the lease is completing that lease.
Right.
You want to finish that lease out.
Right.
So you don't want to jump into trucking if you're kind of questionable if this is what you want to do for the next 1, 2, 3. Reefers is 3-year lease.
Okay.
I know flatbed and tankers, you guys are 4.
Yep.
So if you're looking at flatbed and tanker, you want to make sure this is what you want to do if you get a brand new truck for the next 4 years.
Right.
And make sure at home's good with it, because that's where I've seen with some of my students is problems at home cause them to go back home.
Right. Yeah. This is true. I mean, that's a very valuable point that Jacob brings up, man. Try to do the company for 30 days. I mean, it's not that like you can't go back to company if leasing doesn't work for you. You can always go back. But that's a great point, man. I never thought about that. Try 30 days of just doing company driving.
Yeah.
And see if even if trucking is even for you.
Yeah, make sure it's for you.
Right.
Because what was the saying go? This is not a job, it's not a career, it's a lifestyle.
Right.
You gotta live and breathe this, because that's your home.
No, that's right. That's the home. That's the home. Granted, I do have a physical home, but you spend more of your time here than you do at your physical house.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Everybody wants to know about how to make the transition over from company to lease. They're real scared about it, real frantic-y, real antic-y about it, and they want to know how to do it. So what Jacob's going to do is he's going to explain. I'm going to have Jacob explain to you guys how he made his transition from being company to lease and how he's doing in his lease. How'd you do it?
Mine was kind of a special circumstance.
Okay.
I was sitting there thinking about it for about 2 months. I was parked at the Pilot in Murfreesboro.
Wow.
Because I can walk home from there.
Okay.
That's when I was running company out of Shelbyville. I was running the Walmart dedicated.
Yep.
And I was training out of it.
Okay.
Well, one day, someone decided to try and blindside back in next to my bobtail.
Okay.
And tore up the whole passenger side of my truck.
Wow.
So I'm like, well, I got to go back in. The truck's going to be in the shop for however long to get all this body damage. I'm sitting there thinking about going lease. I'm like, I'm just going to do it.
Okay.
Went and talked to my fleet manager, switched over, did lease. I went. Kind of nice thing is I did train on the lease side. So my trainer was a lease trainer.
Okay.
So I was able to just talk to. I always kept contact, kept up that good relationship with him, even though I was company on someone else's board. That way, when I switched over, I was able to jump right back on his board.
Okay.
As far as I'm doing, the only time I've had bad weeks is when I go home.
Right. Right.
Other than that, as long as I'm turning miles, I'm making money.
Right.
I mean, sometimes you get aggravated because you'll be sitting for a couple days. I've had a weekend. I've got empty on Friday night and didn't pick up a load till Monday afternoon.
Okay.
It's just kind of, it sucks. I won't lie. It fucking sucks.
Right.
But you got to take the good with the bad.
That's right.
Make sure your fleet manager knows that you've been sitting. He's going to look after you. As long as you got to keep that good relationship with your fleet manager. Other than that, I switched over, had no problems. Kind of learning more of like keeping track of receipts and out-of-pocket cost. Like I just did some work on my APU myself. I replaced the fan that's on the side myself. That way I saved on labor cost.
Okay.
So I didn't have to pay for the labor for it, I just had to pay for the part.
Okay.
So it's kind of learning, as long as you, that's how I say, make sure you have a good set of tools on your truck, especially if you go lease or even company, because if even you got like minor problems with the trailer, like I had the, I think it's the fuel filter that's right up by the primer. I don't know if you have any clue what I'm talking about.
Is this on a reefer trailer?
Yeah.
No idea, guys. Sorry. Flatbed.
Right up by, where the inside the reefer, right up by the primer, there's a little inline fuel filter.
Okay.
Clogged up, reefer stopped. I cleaned it out, I pulled my wrenches, cleaned it out, put it back in, reprimed the trailer, fired it back up. Prime's paid me $70 to do that for them, instead of taking it to a shop.
Nice.
And that'll also save you a lot of downtime on the road too, because you go to these petros, you might be sitting for 6 to 8 hours before they can even get you in.
Right.
So it's just a lot of, and don't be afraid to ask questions. I think that's the biggest thing is I constantly ask my fleet manager certain things. Something new comes up, like, hey, what's going on with this? Or like, why am I deadheading 600 miles?
Right.
Don't be afraid to ask questions.
That's right. Don't be afraid to ask questions, man. So before we get ready to wrap the video up, hope you guys learned a lot of information from this video. We got Jacob here, he's on the refrigeration side. So just to give you guys a breakdown, if you guys were late in the video or you missed the whole video, or you was sleeping, I don't know. If you just now woke up, what we did was we gave a breakdown about the training. Jacob gave a breakdown about the training. Jacob gave a breakdown about being on the company side, benefits, stuff like that. He also gave a breakdown of how to make how he made his transition from being a company driver to a lease driver, and he's talking about how he's doing on the lease side. Now, last question I want to give him: are you making more money on the lease side than you was on the company side, or is it about break even?
Solo, I make a bit more.
Okay.
Because I don't take your taxes out. You're in charge of your own taxes,
Right.
lease. But on solo side, I do average more.
Okay.
But then with training, with doing the TNT side of training, I make a lot more than what I would on the company side.
Okay. So solo company, you make more than as a solo lease driver.
I'd say solo lease, you make a bit more.
Solo lease, you make a little
As
bit more.
long as everything's running okay. If you're constantly in the shop,
i.e., example.
that's where you're going to be making more as a company because you're not getting killed on that.
Right.
But as solo lease, I've been doing good. Training, made PSD part, you kind of break even, except when you sit here and test out.
Exactly.
That's always the fun part. And then once you run TNT is when you actually start making some good money off of it.
Okay.
But I would say solo lease, you make a little bit more as long as everything's going okay.
There you go. So with leasing, it's variables, but with more money comes more problems, comes more variables. Okay. So that's the benefits you got to take if you decide to go lease. You got more money, you got to deal with more problems and more variables. Unlike a company driver, you pretty much you have the meal ticket the whole way. Just get behind the wheel and drive our product. So that's the difference between the company driving and lease driving. But we're about to bring the video to a close because I'm pretty sure. Well, I don't know how long we're at. Probably who knows?
Who knows?
I'm shooting it with the DSLR. But anyway, this interview has been very, very informative. I got the questions that I wanted to ask Jacob.
Yeah.
Jacob, once again, let them know where they can find you at on YouTube.
YouTube, just search Prime Driver Jacob. Facebook, same thing. Just www.facebook.com/Prime Driver Jacob.
There you go.
And you can direct message me right off of there and get back to you as soon as I can. Sometimes we run funky hours, so if I don't get back to you right now, just give me a little bit. I might be sleeping, so I'll get back to you as soon as I get them.
There you go. So Jacob just gave you guys his plugs, where to find him at. Also, in case you guys didn't know, this is a YTTA and Team RG collaboration. All right, just to let y'all know, we're gonna put it out there in the building. We're in the building, YTTA, and Jacob is down with Team RG. So
Yeah.
shout out to Team RG on that. Shout out to Sinister and everybody over there.
Yeah.
Like I said, this is a YTTA Team RG collaboration, man. And we're just trying to bring the trucking industry together and trying to make better drivers out here for America. Anything else you got for us, Jacob?
All I think is just keep our Knight family in your hearts right now with going through their tragedy.
Absolutely.
Keep them in your hearts because they helped us out with our tragedy. Keep them in our hearts with their tragedy.
That's right. Cool. Well, with that being said, me and Jacob is checking out of here. To the next video, y'all know where to catch us. We appreciate y'all for watching because y'all could have been anywhere doing anything else, but y'all here watching us, and we appreciate that. All right. So later, check y'all out. Peace.
You do what you want when you pop it.